You know, rolls may be a Thanksgiving classic, but this Southern-style biscuit will steal the show. And a few Thanksgiving-themed butters take it over the top. We're talking to our friend Amy Richardson. She has a darling idea to set the table because you're calling for biscuits. You're just saying it.
Okay, yes, I love rolls. In fact, I'm terrible with rolls. I don't care about the turkey. I don't care about anything. All I want is rolls, and I literally eat like a dozen, and then I suffer. But I thought, I made these biscuits, like Ozma and I, that's my daughter, we were like, oh, I love biscuits. Let's make up a biscuit recipe. And this recipe is so yummy that I think you could swap it out.
Okay, and I love that you're not gatekeeping. You're showing us how to make the biscuits.
Okay, the biscuits are kind of easy.
Okay, kind of easy, all right.
I really think that I've made them both by cutting it with hand, and I think if you have a food processor, that makes it a little nicer for you as a person. But it's just basic ingredients like butter, flour, baking soda, salt, you know, that kind of thing, buttermilk. So that, I've already done this in the food processor, and you want to kind of have it like a, I don't know, kind of like
granular kind
of. So now the trick to making it all the layers of the flaky layers of the biscuit is how you put it together. Because I was like making, so this is buttermilk, we're doing buttermilk biscuits. I was making them and I'm like, these are just flat. Why don't they look like how the biscuits look, you know, when you see like Southern Living or whatever. And I came across this kind of old-fashioned technique that you do to put them together. Let's sprinkle some flour on the board. And then, so they call it like making it kind of shaggy is what they call it. And you can kind of see that it's like a little bit crumbly, which I think is kind of what that means when you do it.
Shaggy, new term for us.
Yeah, right.
Make your dough shaggy.
Make your dough shaggy. But then what you want to do is you want to make sure you get it all kind of mixed in there really well. But then it kind of goes out on your plate just like this and you press it together. And that's what actually is making all of the layers of the biscuits so amazing.
So you're not mixing it completely. You're kind of leaving some of those clumps in there.
Clumps in there. So what you want to do is you want to bring it all together and press it together. So you press it all together like this, and you kind of do it in like a pattern of like a, I don't know, rectangle.
Okay.
A rectangle or like a little square. Flour your board just a little bit. With all baked things, the least amount of flour you use, the better it's going to be.
I know. I end up using too much and it tastes like flour.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right. My mom, speaking of rolls, my mom makes these most incredible orange rolls at Thanksgiving, which I eat a dozen of. But the trick is that she doesn't use so much flour, so they're kind of sticky. Okay, so this is kind of it.
Together.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is then you want to cut it into 4. So now this is the part that you think, oh my gosh, I've got a disaster on my hands because how am I going to do this?
Yeah, how do you lift it?
But you want to lift it, press it, lift it, and you want to put it on top. So
on top of
on
each
top
other.
of each one. So then you layer it up to being like four layers of the biscuits. And so
you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Good job.
And you're kind of like, my daughter, in fact, made these, and she's like, and it's such a mess. And you're thinking, I'm failing. But then out comes the most unbelievably flavorful layered biscuits. And it's all this kind of crumbly part that makes
how you get the layers.
Yep. And then you're going to want to press it down. And then you make your biscuits out of that. And you're going to just make it not super huge. I like a tall biscuit. So you want to just keep it like about an inch or so, and then you're just going to cut it into 16 pieces. You refrigerate it. The great thing about this is you can do it the night before or 2 days before, and then just keep your biscuits uncooked in the dough in the fridge.
Until you're ready to
Until you're ready to do it.
So then they're hot.
Yep, and then you can just bake them like as your guests are coming or whatever, and they only bake for 15 minutes. So it's pretty fast.
I would have never thought of that. That's how we're getting all the layers.
Do you see how it kind of came together? And you're thinking it's a disaster, but then
it won't
actually
crumble after you put it in the fridge.
Nope, it doesn't actually crumble after that first initial thing. If you feel like you need to add a little bit more buttermilk, you can, but it also really does come together.
Okay, that is the trick.
So that's it.
It's kind of easy, like Amy said.
Kind of.
But something really special
easy.
beyond your flaky biscuits is you're serving this with Thanksgiving-themed kind of butters, different
I thought it would be fun to kind of set up a station. Now, if you're doing regular rolls, that's fun too.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun to make like pecan pie and pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce and like kind of almost like a savory parsley, sage, and rosemary butter. So super, super fun.
They're beautiful too.
And they don't take that much work. You can just do them ahead.
Okay.
You just blend them with your mixer up. I mean, I have homemade cranberry sauce in there, but you don't need to do that.
Right.
You can just buy it. But
and you're saying these would make for an incredible, pair these with the other leftovers, and you've got the most amazing sandwich.
Well, yes. In fact, my daughter was saying, can you imagine the biscuits with a leftover turkey sandwich? With dressing and biscuits and yum. And even if you don't want to have these for Thanksgiving Day, you could make them ahead and then have them on the day after.
The day after.
For your leftovers,
too. So if you want to be traditional, have those normal rolls for the dinner. You could have this for your
you could do and level it up a little bit. And
leftover.
If you want to do butter with it or not, whatever. But it's yummy and it's kind of a fun, different, something new and kind of different for Thanksgiving.
So new and so beautiful and so fun. Thanks for sharing your tip because I can't believe anyone else would have thought of that. But you said it's an old-fashioned technique.
It is an old-fashioned technique that gets all the layers.
Okay.
And so when the butter melts, it's all flaky and it's beautiful and yummy.
Yummy. It looks delicious. Okay, where can we get more from you, Amy?
You can follow me on Amy Parker Richardson, and all the links to the recipes will be there, plus you'll have some too.
She shares, everybody. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.